We knew we had to do Mjolnir, so equip worthy was one of the very first things we did. But eventually we said, okay, Thor's got to pick it up, Captain America's got to pick it up. I don't want Dr. Doom picking it up. And we figured out, okay, legendary, red and white, not villain. We put that on, and it stuck. It stuck all the way to print. I hope you guys find out who's worthy in your game.
From Earth's mightiest heroes to the multiverse's greatest threats, Marvel Superheroes is Magic's biggest collaboration ever, creating unlimited stories across these two iconic worlds. Today, we're going to be taking a closer look at the design, power, and collectability that this set has in store. For starters, it's all about teamwork.
So for heroes, we love the idea of teamwork, although there are a few villains that team up, but we like the idea that the heroes work together. The idea of heroes teaming up, that's what Marvel Comics is all about.
It's really easy when you're thinking about superheroes to kind of put the villains and the heroes into two separate buckets. But one of the things that's the shared identity between them is this idea of like the power-up moment, the climax of their story. And so the idea is when you play the card, it kind of pops off and powers up later. Or if you are later in the game, you can actually reduce the casting cost of the power-up ability by the card's cost and then cast it.
And speaking of heroes and villains, those subtypes are back with even more support and more cards built around those types.
One of the things we decided very early on was heroes and villains. We knew we wanted to make creature types, and we knew we wanted to pay that off. And so Marvel Superheroes said, okay, we're gonna make sure there's things heroes do, and there's some things that villains do.
All supervillains need a diabolical plot, so the set introduces a new enchantment subtype, Plans, rewarding advanced strategy.
When we think about like master evil villains, we think about their master plans. You think about them sitting and monologuing for 10 minutes, and I really feel like this is like the Magic card equivalent of that. Yeah, you got people battling on the battlefield, and then you also have this plan that's just kind of sitting out there that's slowly counting up until the big reveal. And this whole idea that the heroes have to kind of stop you before your plan really gets to pop off and explode.
One of the cool things about Universes Beyond is we don't have to reinvent everything. If there's a cool mechanic that already exists, we can go and use it. So we made a mechanic called Connive. That's a perfect villain mechanic. And so we tried it, we used it, it was perfect. I think we put it in like day one, never left.
Sagas return to showcase landmark narrative moments, like the coming of Galactus.
One of the earliest stories was a story about this threat that wasn't even there. You heard about Galactus before Galactus even showed up. We knew we made Sagas, we gotta capture Galactus, and so we did.
While double-faced cards represent the transformation of characters into heroes, as well as the double nature of secret identities.
The duality of sort of secret identity and a hero is just a classic comic book thing. And so we made the very first one we were testing to show them what we could do. When we started talking about, okay, what should all the Marvel sets do, we knew that double-face technology was just a slam dunk. And then we invented something brand new just for it. Before, we had transforming double-face cards, we had modal double-face cards, but now we have modal transforming double-face cards. It's really fun that we can capture all the different aspects of the character, but on one card.
Showcase treatments, homages to the Golden Age, and the borderless source material cards brimming with Magic's most powerful classics mean the celebration of comics history is present across the set.
I think an overlooked thing in comic book history is typography. I think it's really nice that we're able to showcase the more graphic side of things with these, as well as giving these characters a true spotlight without a background. You know, all of these cards have color-flood backgrounds. It's a nice way to let the character shine through, to give some love to that logo. It's just taking a more wide view of the world of comics and applying them to Magic cards.
And we're not stopping at logos. Full comic cover treatments are back.
Classic cover stuff, for me, is Universes Beyond delivering on the promise of Universes Beyond in maybe the best way that I can imagine.
It was an embarrassment of riches. There were so many cool comic visuals we could do, we actually had to stop ourselves because we only get to make so many.
The borderless source material cards combine classic Magic cards with thematic art and covers from across the spectrum of Marvel characters and scenes.
It's taking one of the best parts of our partner's intellectual property, porting it over to what we do, maintaining the original resonance, applying Magic mechanics to these things. Think about someone opening one of these cards and having the opportunity to see a modern take in 2026 of Iron Man, as well as the partner source card, which is Iron Man's first appearance, those cards could be in your pack, and that's incredibly special.
The set also leverages borderless panel treatments to add texture and pay homage to the framing devices of comics.
So one of the things we did when we first looked at Sagas is we like to do what we call booster fun. Are there ways to make it even fancier? And in fact, someone pitched the idea of, what if our Sagas looked like a comic book page? And it was such a slam dunk idea. We went right to the team and they drew it up real quick and we got artists to make it and they turned out fabulous. One of the neat things is when we can take organic elements from the property we work with and mix it with magic, it just makes truly marvelous things.
Your lands are getting the Marvel treatment as well, with a cycle of full art basic lands.
Through most of Magic's history with full art basic lands, we don't have a lot of characters running around in them. The planes are iconic within themselves. For a lot of the Marvel universe, you know, they're in Cincinnati. Like, we're not gonna make a planes card of Cincinnati, so these characters need to be in there. But what you will notice if you look at them is we are way zoomed out. We are letting the land shine through on these lands. It was the best way to do it for this, as the Marvel universe is hero-driven, not location-driven.
And it'll be easier to keep a bird's eye view through David Alvarez's borderless set of dual lands, where various found footage sources capture snapshots of super-powered clashes. When heroes and villains clash, they tend to make a scene. Scattered across packs, you'll find scene cards like this Hulk scene from Adi Granov that assemble in sets of 4 or 6 or even 18 cards. The Cosmic Cube is at stake in Johan Grenier's massive battle, and characters from all across Marvel's history have turned up to fight for it.
It's a really delicate balance because the scene is trying to do a lot of things. It's trying to tell a big picture story, but they also need to tell an individual story. You want somebody that holds it in their hand to feel like there's more to see, but not also to feel like it's incomplete. This is an 18 card scene, so it's 3 rows of 6. So the amount of fidelity and the amount of work that the artist is putting into this piece is above and beyond.
A set of new precons are also on the horizon for Commander, helmed by some of Marvel's most powerful heroes and villains.
Whenever we design a set of Universes Beyond Commander decks, we're always very conscious of the experience of playing all 4 of those decks together at the table. For the Fantastic Four, it was amazing how well their personalities and power sets mapped to specific magic colors. Reed Richards is the thinker. He's a scientist. He's super logical. He's very blue. Sue Storm is protective. She's got force fields. Johnny Storm obviously lights himself on fire and flies around. And the Thing is massive and strong, one of Green's primary attributes. The Villains deck leans into the connive mechanic, which allows you to draw cards and then discard cards and put +1/+1 counters on your creatures. We've never made a green-white artifact theme commander deck before, so it was an exciting challenge. Like, what does it mean here? The Wakandans feel like they have a very different philosophy about how they interact with technology. One of Green's biggest strengths in Commander is the ability to get you more mana, which implies like big artifacts. Captain America and Nick Fury's deck, that was about the hero creature type. Everything that has this word on it is going to be powered up by my other cards. We like to have a secondary commander for each of the pre-constructed decks. Captain America is out in front leading the troops, whereas Nick Fury is like looking for members of the Avengers to join the team. So it can feel different and also play differently. Loki is a different twist on the villain theme of the Doctor Doom deck. He's always disguising himself or using his illusion magic. Black Panther and Shuri, they're pretty similar to each other in a lot of ways, but have very different personalities.
Now, if you don't mind, we've got one more card to cover. The latest addition to the Mad Titans collection, the Mind Stone.
I've had the ability to see this card in person. It is gorgeous. It's the type of thing where we're sitting at a table and we're pulling it out, we're flashing it back and forth in the light, and all of a sudden people from all around the office start swarming and say like, hey, can I see that? Can I hold that? Because they know this is probably one of the only moments they're gonna be able to hold this card. There are less than 150 in existence. For the people who open it, it's gonna be a really exciting and really special moment.
Whether you're gathering for game night or discovering new synergy by adding superpowers to your favorite deck, Marvel Super Heroes puts legendary power from across the Marvel multiverse directly into your hands. Marvel Super Heroes will be available on June 26th, so stay tuned for more previews across the coming weeks. And be sure to join us at your local game store for pre-release to be among the first to harness the power of Earth's mightiest heroes.